Show a very important thing right now. This is like rule number one, and every attack that we've had on Facebook is my arena where I fight. Facebook is very good for that. And I say fight meaning these kind of things, right? People are going to come and say, Rabbi Katz, you're wrong. My rabbi said in the book, and I'm going to look at it every time, and it's a very simple answer every single time. So here it's very good. It's like a question. It sounds like in yeshiva you call it a great kasha.
Could you repeat the question in short
Yeah.
so we can get it on the mic?
Yeah. And once when I get into it, I'll do that. A kasha means like a challenge, right? And that's what yeshiva style learning is all about. That when you go to yeshiva, you beat up your rabbi. That's what you do, right? He says, Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai says it's forbidden. Da da da. You say, no, it's not. Don't you read Makos 9a? And you beat him up. You want to beat him up because if it's the truth, you're going to get to the truth. And if I'm just giving you a load of BS and I didn't really do my work and I didn't prepare, then he says, you know what? Let's come back tomorrow and I'll take it seriously this time and answer your question. So in yeshiva, that's what I did for every day, beating people up and to get to the truth. And that's the respected relationship in the yeshiva. Then the teacher comes prepared, you come prepared, and you get somewhere and you learn the truth. But if you're not going to ask the questions, the kasha, then I'm going to get lazy. I'm going to take you for granted, and then we're just going to be swimming around in where we've been for the last, in this modern era since the 70s with Noahide, but 2,000 years of wandering a desert, and we got to get to the promised land. So I'm going to change the question a little bit, all right, to make it more just, I'm going to make it a very simple question. The Ramchal, Moshe Chaim Luzzatto, in what I call Derech Hashem, you're calling the way of God, right? And again, I've been attacked a lot from this book, and I like that because Ramchal is a total Ger advocate, so it's good to know that. And people read the English, and they're going to get a different story. So I get a lot of attackers saying, I say attackers, I don't not vicious, just kasha, kushiyot, challenges. What you say is interesting, Rabbi Katz, but I'm not convinced that it's actually true because I can read English pretty well, and it doesn't say anything about Ger or anything that you're proclaiming here. So how's this go? And it's wonderful how simple the repairs are. One is called learning it in Hebrew. One is called learning it in English, and it never ceases to amaze me how clear it is. So let's get a live example. Yeah. Let me just skim real quick. I want to just find a part, any particular part you want me to address. The convert to Judaism, right?
That is close.
Let me just find the exact text. 1 second. Yeah. Here it is. I'm going to read what everyone else is going to read. Okay. End quote. It still remained possible, however, for any individual to convert to Judaism. In this manner, he could still include himself in Avraham's tree of his own free will. Any questions? Pretty straightforward, isn't it? Pretty clear. I don't have much to stand on now, do I? I probably am in trouble, right? Because if it says that in the Hebrew, I'm kind of in a bad spot. Let's go to the Hebrew and find out what he says. Okay. I'm going to read the whole paragraph because the English is broken up a little bit different. So I'm going to give you a nice running start. All right, I'm going to translate it, really sticking to his language. Okay. Ulam chesed gadol asa kadosh baruch hu. Where's he starting from? 1 second. I got to find where the English is starting from. I'm going to find the last thing he said. Give me 1 second. Leila nit the Torah v'az nikra. Okay, the tree, the branches, the nations. Here we go. However, it was a great kindness that Hashem did with kul ha'umot. What are umot? Huh? Which kind? There's amim, umot, goyim, many kinds of nations. So, and I have the Tehillim I have in the office here. I brought it. King David in Psalms mentions all the different connotations of all the different kinds of nations. So there's different kinds of goyim, so to speak, right? Here it's umot. We can look it up afterwards. I think umot is a people of a common language and belief in God. I believe that's the distinction King David brings. Right? Goyim is no king, no God. The Amim is a common language, and Umim is like a really common people. This would be an Umim here, a people of a common goal, right? And Amim, I think, it's just you'd only be related because you all speak English. Right? See the distinction? Shetala dinam od ad zman matan Torah. That it was like their status was held until the time of the giving of the Torah. V'hachzir et haTorah al kulam she'akablua. I'm going to be really in the words. I don't want to just use the English. Exer es haTorah al kulam. So they returned the Torah on all of them that they should accept it. Okay? Again, we're trying to really be specific in the language here. The im hayu makablim ota. Now it's already funny. This is already getting funny. Why? If they would accept it, is how everybody on the planet is going to translate that. That's not what makablim means. When you get into, do we have Ger Toshav today? I know it's a tangent, but bear with me. We'll say no. The Rambam says, it's Deah 14, 7 and 8, we don't accept Ger Toshav today until Jubilee. Now, the word accept is an English word. Know that. It's not in Hebrew characters. And generally the word Kabbalah, it doesn't mean Kabbalah mysticism, always means accept, receive. But Mekablin, with a nun or mem at the end, Mekablim, Mekablin, does not mean accept. In fact, I have another book that I'm learning by the Ramchal. I brought him particularly on this trip because I'm involved in it in my Shabbos learning. I'm trying to finish it while I'm here, so before I start my Vilna Gaon project. And it's interesting because on the couple days before I came, I saw him using the word Mekablin, loosely accept, okay, before we translate it. And I called Chaim, my wonderful co-author. I said, "You won't believe this. I saw the Ramchal using that word in the way it's really used." Now, who was the Ramchal? He's a linguist. If you read his biography, he learned Kabbalah in the mystical sense from his linguistic abilities. So, I'm going to tell you the Kabbalistic translation. And remember, you say, well, who says we're talking Kabbalah? Same guy. It's the same guy. How would I want to say this? Rod has me speaking in Nativ today. Tomorrow, Russell Kirk is taking me, where are we going? Grandview. You are being Mekablin from Rod. There's a David Katz package thing, Ger world, Zachen things happening here. You don't know what's going on here. You just got here. You have no idea what's going on. You have no idea what I've been through. But you're going to inherit it. So you're Mekablin from Rod. Rod's going to tell you, yeah, it was great, but you took the baton. He is Mekablin from Rod. Now, I am a dayan, I'm a judge with a based in, let's say. And you want to be a Ger Toshav by me. Now, before you met me, yesterday, when you were in Ger Toshav land, were you a Ger Toshav as far as you were concerned? Yeah? Okay. Now you want to come to my based in and stand here and say, Rabbi Katz, Okay, what are you trying to do? You're trying to hand off to me what you were led to believe was true in your world. And you want me to accept this as if I should listen to you and accept your Ger Toshavness, right? I don't know you, but we're going to talk and discuss, and I'm going to you're going to pass you are a baton now. You're asking to come into my camp. That's Mekablin. I'm not accepting anything from you. I'm trying to accept you. You're being transfer positioning into my world, and you want to not be a casualty. You want, as you're like moving a house, is Mekablin. You're in Parker Avenue, and now you're going to Smith Avenue. Do you want 90% of your stuff to make it? Anybody? Are you settling with 90%? 95? 99.9? You don't want that scratch on your favorite vase, do you? You're going to be a little upset at the movers. You want 100% Mekablin rate. That's Mekablin. So now, when they say, we don't accept Ger Toshav until Jubilee, does it mean accept, like, I accept, is that what it means? No. Doesn't mean that at all. It means we are not in position to receive your world until our world is built. That's my problem. Yesterday you were still a Ger Toshav. Had nothing to do with me accepting you. So now we see the word Kaplan means that. It doesn't mean accept. What does it mean? What does accept mean? Anyone that follows my teachings on Mishlei in my class, last night was like an example of my Mishlei class. Like mushling, just getting it out there, open it up. You don't even know what accept means. I guarantee you everyone in this room does not know what the word accept means. Well, you use the word accept, it's not how you used it. So you guys are going to talk. You're going to say, "Well, I accepted." You're going to say, "What?" You're going to, if you're brave enough, you'll ask her, "What did you mean when you said I didn't accept the pay raise at work?" But you're going to lie to yourself and say, "Oh, I know what she meant." You don't know what she meant. You don't know how she uses it and how you use it. So I have to go to Merriam-Webster, look it up, bring all the definitions. Every time you'll see that there's another usage how you were not thinking. That's the English language. That's Hebrew. Is that Yeshivish learning is that. All right, so these books I have up here is the wisdom of that. So when we say, this is why I'm against English, not because I'm a stickler, but I got so frustrated after a couple of years of yeshiva, and I'm like, I can't do this anymore. I want to be lazy and learn English. I just can't. It's a horrid task because it doesn't work. It just doesn't work. I would love to be lazy, like, yeah, just teach me the whole Torah in English, and it's just like learning. It's not. And okay, we have limitations, but when you hear we don't accept Ger Toshav, that is you might as well. That's what you're hearing. It doesn't mean a thing. It's double talk. So step one is don't listen to anything you hear until you've really looked it up and have the guts to challenge the rabbi, beat him up, give the kasha. I used to, the rabbi would say in class, does everybody understand? And I'd say, no, I don't. I'd say, okay, what's the question? I'd say, what does the mean? Like, what? Yeah, what does the mean? And then all the guys are like, oh, come on, this guy's nuts. Can we move on? And I'm like, and I'd get real defensive, and I'm like, okay, tough guy. Does that mean the thing can move? Or is it like the thing can move? Where's the emphasis? On the thing? Or is it, it makes the difference of how you inflect. I said last night, I get Ger. Do you mean I understand Ger, or I literally get Ger? People are Gerim here, and I'm getting them. Which one is it? You can make a case either one. Maybe I mean both. And I do mean both. We speak in double entendres, and you don't even realize you do that. So you're going to argue and say, no, it means he understood Ger. She says, no, it means so he has Gerim around him. You're going to argue to the end of time. You never once considered maybe he meant both. You'll say, that's impossible. Nobody could have meant both. You're right, he didn't mean it, but in the end, God was through his voice because God is everywhere, and he said both. So you say that I don't learn the Talmud. It's the wisdom of men. It doesn't matter, right? It's a holy work, and God is with the blessing in their speech. Even if the rabbi meant you and not you, guess what? You're still there. Even if the rabbi said not you, you're still there. You don't have the rabbi himself doesn't have the right to say I said that. I'm sure you've all read poetry. Right? You know more about the poetry than the poet, not most of the time. That's the beauty of poetry. So here we have the im hayu makablanota. If they would have accepted it, what does that mean? We're gonna go back to this in a second. What does it mean if they would have accepted it? Hold on. Adayin haya efshar lehim sheyisalu midregasam hashafla. Still, it would be possible for them to go up from their lowly level or sunken level. They cave on shalo ratsu, since they didn't want this, accept this, or accepting is in favor, accept. Az nigmar dinam lagamre, then you're stuck totally on this non-Sinai level. Essentially, you're going to have a Sinai Jew ger, however you're going to understand that. Everybody else is then going to be Bnei Noach for not accepting the Torah. Nistam hashar bifneihem, it would close the gate in front of them, before them. Situm she'ein lo pticha, it's going to be closed up and without opening. V'ach ze nishar lekol ish ve'ish min ha'anafim b'partehim. So this will remain to each and every man of the branches in their details. She's Gayer Ba'atzmo. Vayichanes Bevachiraso Tachat Ilano Shel Avraham Ovini. For the Hasidic people, Avraham Avinu. I don't see anything about converting to Judaism. You? I don't see anything about Yahadut, Judaism, nothing. Ephes, 0. Not there. Not there. Our fellow who translated this was a Shraga. What's his name? Let's see here. No, Aryeh Kaplan, actually. Which is interesting because he is a great guy. But remember, he doesn't have the Ger in mind because nobody does. It's paradigm shift. What it says, that he would become a Ger by himself and enter by his free will under the tree of Abraham our father. That should be evident by now, I think enough said. Agreed? This distinction is everywhere. In fact, it is not, how you say it, not double negative. It's not anywhere. This is all there is. You're going to bring me all your proofs all day long. Rabbi Katz, here, the goy can't keep Shabbos. Da, da, da. Every time, right here. It does not say what you read it. Look at these words. It still remained possible. One second, where was that at? One second. V'ach ze nishar l'kol ish ve'ish. I would translate it as, thus it remained for every person. Okay? But it still remained possible. However, for any individual, ish ve'ish, mina anafim b'perteim, from the details of their branches. He doesn't pull that in, because it's a bit archaic language to say it in English. To convert to Judaism. She's Gayer Ba'atzmo. That he should make himself into a Ger. Clear? Pretty profound, isn't it? Kind of unsettling and unnerving. And then you're going to go through the entire Torah and find this like a virus everywhere. You will find every mention of Ger says convert without exception. It does not mention convert here.